Welcome back to the Six Man Podcast.
Bro did the intro. He did it.
Just let me scooch back here.
Scooch.
I gotta get comfy. We've been making mad noise during the recordings.
Yeah, mostly on me, as according to you.
In the last one, I made a bit of noise with the chair. Right?
This chair looks like it'll squeak a lot.
That's why I'm not trying to move. I'm just trying to sit here, stay seated straight.
I hope you feel very natural when you sit like that. You look like you're very stiff.
Does this look unnatural?
It looks a little bit stiff.
You
have your hands crossed over each other and your legs. You're not even man-spreading a little bit.
I know, that's what I was going to say.
It's pretty alarming.
Would it feel better if I man-spread it a bit?
Yeah, it would feel really good to me if you man-spread it.
You on the podcast are asking me to man-spread.
Yes, I would prefer you spread your... That's crazy.
Here we go.
I would prefer that you man-spread, as I am currently doing.
I don't know why I had to look you in the eyes when I
I
really
wish you didn't do that. But unfortunately, this is where we are now. So.
Yep. The boys went to an NBA game.
The boys did hit an NBA game.
It was pretty...
That sounded so Canadian how I said that.
Yeah.
It was Yeah, it was a W, I would say. It was a good game.
Not a Knicks W.
Nope,
but
definitely not that.
When you go to watch the Knicks play live, it's very likely that they're not going to win.
Not going to win, yeah. Especially when you go and see them live, too.
Dude, when they threw in Fournier at the beginning of the game, he missed so many shots.
He missed like 3, and then he made 3 to back it up.
Well, that was when they put him in at the end of the third quarter.
And you were the one that was saying, don't put this man back in.
Yeah, he got the game tied.
Listen,
I will admit.
I model my game after prime Evan Fournier. Not prime Amari Stoudemire. Prime Evan Fournier. We got to tell that story, too.
We're going to get into that.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty bad on my part. But... You know, I model my game after prime Evan Fournier, just standing there waiting for the ball, shoot a 3.
My game is prime Grayson Allen mixed with prime white chocolate.
Oh, okay. Which part of Grayson Allen are you then? The dirty part or
the handles?
Grayson Allen handles, not white chocolate handles.
And white chocolate's
whiteness
shot. Just his shot.
I model my game after white chocolate based off of his skin color.
And a random Brooke Lopez floater.
My handles are not there. A Brooke Lopez floater?
Yeah.
Brooke Lopez might have the least amount of drip in the NBA. Both of the Lopez brothers are pretty bad.
But
as soon as you go out onto the court in the year 2023 with almost knee-high socks... I mean, it's not looking good for you. There's no way that he thinks that looks good.
Dude is an old soul. He pulled off Gary Trent Jr.'s headband and goes, "It was calling my name. I just couldn't look at it anymore." That's what he said.
What?
No, it's actually...
No, I think he honestly, no disrespect to Gary Trent, except for the fact that I'm going to disrespect. Yeah. No, the headband?
Yeah.
I would argue that it looks even worse when he doesn't wear it. There was a picture.
Oh, yes.
There was a picture on the Jumbotron of Gary Trent that came up, and I was like, that man has a entire 5 head. Like his forehead is huge.
Yeah, I do understand why.
He's a bucket though. Like I'm just saying, man has a very large forehead.
We're both in agreement that the headband is the right move.
The headband is definitely the right move. Yeah. Or just like I feel like he has enough hair to just, and he used to do that actually. He used to just let the hair go over his forehead to hide the fact that he has a massive forehead. But now he pulls it back.
Yeah.
In his Portland days, he used to do that.
Portland days. Let me just say something about Brooke Lopez. Right. Dude has surprising bounce.
Yeah, and I mean...
he gets up.
He's second in the league in blocks right now.
He gets blocks. He gets a couple putbacks. But, man, like I said, he is a bad rebounder.
My boy Clax, though. He's number 1.
Not as bad as Jaren Jackson Jr. Bro's on my fantasy team and grabbed 1 rebound in the first half yesterday.
That's crazy.
With Steven Adams injured.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He can't rebound.
That is insane.
He has half as many blocks as he does rebounds, which is not good.
Yeah. I mean, if Steven Adams isn't out, you have to grab rebounds. Yeah. I understand if Steven Adams is in, but...
He does average 3.4 blocks, which is incredible. But when you only grab 6.5 rebounds a game...
He's averaging 3.5 blocks?
Yeah.
Why did I see an NBA post today that said that Claxton was leading the league in blocks then?
Maybe total blocks, because
no, like
Jaren.
It said he was averaging
Jaren came into the season later than Claxton.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
Jaren missed that time at the beginning of the season.
You don't think that they would log that still then? I guess he just probably hasn't played enough games because he just got back. But speaking of guys that just got back, how about Jonathan Isaac making a return?
That is a dub.
It's a huge dub. I love to see Jonathan Isaac on the court again.
I'm a big fan of Jonathan Isaac. Fan. He can ball.
He can hoop.
In the bubble, dude was balling. A steal machine, a block machine, and he's looking bigger than when he got hurt.
And according to the game I just watched, I mean, he can shoot the three, too. The guy is a unicorn.
He's pretty mobile. I think he's going to be a lot better than people were expecting him to be.
Yeah, I think it'll take him some time. I mean, he's had 3 years off, but almost 3 years off.
Expected Jonathan Isaac most improved player next season.
I would not. Can you even get most improved player off of, like... I mean, you can, but it's like, would they base his last season off of this season or the last season he played? Played less than half of the season, I think, this year.
Yeah, like we've said in the past with the players who get injured, it kind of takes them a bit to figure it out. And since he only has about less than half the season, I think towards the end is when he'll start making some noise, sort of like Christian Wood did a couple of years ago in Detroit. But it's really not going to be until next season when he really finds a rhythm. And can do that consistently because he is a depoy when healthy.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of guys on the Magic, a lot of young guys on the Magic that I think they want to play and want to give a lot of minutes to. So I don't know how many minutes Jonathan Isaac is going to get. I would hope that the Magic play him a lot more than 10 minutes a game. I'm assuming that was just because he's just coming off of an injury.
They have a lot of wings and big men.
They do.
Which is a good problem to have, especially when they're defensive players.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, I'm starting Jonathan Isaac over Mo Wagner. I'm starting him over
Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba, definitely. Wendell Carter's their 5. I don't think Jonathan Isaac.
Wendell Carter should be their starting 5, and then you run Paolo at the. But what about
Paolo at the 3? Jonathan Isaac at the 4. Cole Anthony at the 1, and
they also have Fultz too.
Gary Harris, I think they have now, and Fultz. Yeah.
No, Gary Harris is
he's
washed.
Yeah. He's
you've
been in the league for a while.
You're forgetting one man, and his name is Franz Wagner.
Franz Wagner. Yeah, that is true. I don't know. I don't
even
know. He plays the 3 though.
He should be their starting 3. Yeah. I honestly think they should start Paolo at the 5.
That's crazy. I mean.
Where are you going to play Isaac? Is Isaac going to be your 6th man? Like this team is very interesting.
I would say if you want to start Franz, which I honestly understand, I would say at this point you have Jonathan Isaac at the 6th man, and then
I think they're
Wendell at the 5, Paolo at the 4, Franz at the 3.
I think they're a playoff team next year.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah,
that wouldn't surprise me.
They are deep.
They have a lot of talent.
A couple of good free agent signings, and I think they're set.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. A couple of shooters. You get another playmaker, maybe. You already have Fultz and Cole Anthony, who are great playmakers.
Mm-hmm.
You need a couple of those wing players, to be a little more ball dominant and be able to move the ball, which Paolo has shown he can do. So I believe in Magic. Let me just say that.
And speaking of roster moves, getting closer to the trade deadline. The biggest trade, the biggest trade of the season so far. Rui Hachimura going to the Lakers. How do we feel about this?
For Kendrick Nunn and 3 second-round picks.
I like this for the Lakers a lot.
Yeah, Rui's pretty good from the corner, which is one area that they needed shooting.
The Lakers are the definition of need to win now because LeBron's going to leave. LeBron's going to get too old.
I don't even think it's about winning. I think it's about shifting the culture, but getting guys with upside. Rui just hasn't had the minutes available to him in Washington to become the type of player he was supposed to be when he was drafted.
Yeah, and he won't. I mean, they like Kuzma enough. They're going to keep Kuzma. They're not going to move him.
And I think that was the right move for Washington. Like, they have Porzingis as well.
I think so too.
They just don't have the minutes.
I like them getting, what are they, 2nd rounders?
3 second rounders.
And are they recent or are they?
I don't know.
Yeah, I like them getting picks. I don't know how Kendrick Nunn. Maybe it's the Lakers effect, but Kendrick Nunn seems to be much worse than what he looked like on the Heat. But maybe he'll make a reappearance.
His rookie season, he was balling.
I don't think he's going to get many minutes on the Wizards either. Honestly.
No, I honestly think he was just the player they threw in. I don't think they value him that much.
Yeah, no.
He might be a backup guard.
Mm-hmm.
He might get some minutes.
Who are they starting? Like, obviously Beal, but who?
I have no idea who they start at point guard.
I know they have Monte Morris, but I don't know if they're starting him.
I think you're probably right. I think they would be starting Monte, but
might be.
I know they have Denny, but Denny is not a point guard.
Denny is not him. He's not him.
Listen, there are a lot of players that I am upset about New York drafting, but I'm very glad that New York didn't draft Denny.
Yeah, but they drafted Kevin Knox, so.
Yeah, Yeah,
That takes you back about three seasons.
You had to remind me of Kevin Knox.
The Fortnite suit was crazy.
He's not even on the team anymore.
Oh yeah, that's true. I don't even know where he is
for
anymore.
Cam Reddish.
Did he?
Yeah.
There's no way he's still playing. I would be
I
shocked.
think he's still on the Hawks.
Still on the roster? Oh.
He just doesn't play much.
Maybe that's why the Hawks are playing so bad this year.
Yeah, I was,
It's the Kevin Knox effect.
Watching the Raptors versus Knicks, I was personally incredibly devastated to not see Kevin Knox on the New York bench.
Honestly, I was really hoping to see Kevin Knox. I wanted to see him put up some real numbers like he's so used to.
We watched the most typical Randall game I've ever seen. Bro had 23, 19, and 8.
Bro had 23, 19, and 8 and sat at the end of the bench the whole game.
So whenever there are timeouts, bro just sits on the end of the bench. And I don't know what he's doing.
It's completely separated from the rest of the team. He has to want out of there.
I don't know if it's that or if he's just really weird about his game routine. Like he goes to isolate himself.
Is his game routine just not having a game plan going in? Because that's what the huddle's for.
He does a lot of isolation, and I don't mean like he calls ISOs on the court. I mean he just isolates himself as a human being. He's always off by himself doing his own thing.
Just in general, where are you getting this evidence from?
Just watching him that game. There are a lot of Knicks stan accounts that I follow because I'm a Knicks fan, and they document the same thing. The same sitting on the end of the bench during team huddles and just in warm-ups, just being off in the corner doing nothing.
I mean, yeah.
It's so baffling to me.
Julius Randle is acting a fool at this point. But honestly, if I'm Julius Randle, I want out of New York. I don't want to play there anymore.
If there's one thing I saw, it's that as much as I love Randle, there is a much better future for New York
without Randle.
Trading him.
Yeah.
This is as valuable as he's going to get.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't trade him at the deadline, I'm going to be pissed.
I say trade Julius Randle to the Hawks for Kevin Knox, and you're winning a championship.
No.
I mean, he's going to bring that battle royale, victory royale mentality.
Yep. He's a winner. He showed.
He is a winner.
His Fortnite experience proves he's a winner.
Really shows on the court, and I think that they should reward that and put him on the court.
Teams should have been asking more Fortnite questions during that draft process.
I agree. I just wanted to know how many of them have the battle pass.
Listen, the first question, how do you have the battle pass?
How many victory royales do you have? What's your favorite Fortnite skin? Should be the third question.
I don't even know any. What's the skull one?
You don't know any?
Yo,
that's
buddy goes,
crazy.
John Wick.
Easily. Dark Voyager was always my favorite.
This guy knows the
Listen,
Fortnite
man,
skins.
tell me that black spacesuit with the orange lines on it wasn't hard.
It does go hard.
That shit was fire.
I want Spider-Man in Fortnite.
There is Spider-Man in Fortnite. Wait, are you being serious?
I think Spider-Man was in
Spider-Man had like the webs, like, and you could shoot the webs and like hold on to trees.
No
and, like,
way.
I swear.
That's too OP.
No, it was crazy. These were gold items, and you could pick them up and then like swing from tree to tree.
That makes sense, but you don't need to be Spider-Man to shoot webs. You can be
no.
player.
You can be anyone and shoot webs.
I played Fortnite for one season, got John Wick, and then stopped
and then
playing.
quit
Immediately.
Based.
I have not played a game since then.
No, listen, man. Fortnite is back. That's all I'm saying. All right. Building's out. There's no more building, and it's really just back to, good old Battle Royale, man.
Yeah. I find nowadays everyone has that friend that when you come over, they're just like, hey, bro, I know this is kind of weird, but can I run a game of Fortnite? And then all the boys get behind.
Tell the people about how much I am that guy based off of what I was doing the other day.
The other day, you and
goofy.
I thought you were joking. I wasn't even thinking when you asked this. You were just on my PS5, and you just say to me, because I'm over editing last week's podcast while this is going on.
Yeah.
So,
listen, man, you never told me no.
No, listen, you're right. I didn't think you were serious. So this guy yells at me, "Hey, Nick, can I download Fortnite?" And I'm like, "Sure." I left my room and I'm like, "Why is I didn't ask?
The internet
why
so
slow?" And then I hop on my PS5, the good old PS5.
Yep, the PS5.
And what do I see downloading?
Fortnite.
I kept downloading.
It was like a quarter of the way through, and it had been downloading for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it took about an hour and a half to get 10
I think it was like
gigs.
I think it was like a 50 gigabyte game. I think it's actually gotten insane. I remember the first time I downloaded it, which season 2 or 3 or whatever. I'm pretty sure it took a whole lot less than that.
This guy has the weirdest grip on the mic right now. All right, there, sir.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
No, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if you can relate to this, but the second you left Monday morning and I had to go back to regular life,
It was tough.
it was so tough. My mental health fell off a cliff.
No, when there isn't something ahead that's really exciting, like going to an NBA game, honestly,
Well,
it makes it when it's over, it's pretty tough.
I think it's because it was a whole weekend that I was looking forward to.
Yeah.
And when it was all over, I'm like, man, my brain is very understimulated right now.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
how
normal
it is.
life is not enough right now.
You have had that lottery ticket in there for so long.
Yep.
Did you win?
Yep.
You just haven't cashed it in yet?
I won $9.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I also haven't opened that frame, which has money in it too.
Yeah, that's true.
Same with that block.
If you got desperate, you could just open that up. And
That's what it's there for. You never know when you're going to need $200.
We never know when you're going to
for the
need
good
crack.
stuff.
What?
Go on to what you were saying.
Yeah, no. But the story that we were going to tell earlier, on the bus. Because we took a bus. We took a bus to the game. That was part of the deal. It was a good deal. Our parents got that.
Well, this was a Christmas gift from our parents.
Yeah.
Both our parents schemed together. Well, I think my mom was looking at doing it and then asked your mom if she wanted to buy a third ticket so you could go.
Yeah.
So that's how things was great. And it's actually crazy that I didn't have a single drink.
I'm honestly,
I stuck by dry January.
Listen. If every beer wasn't $15, then I might have had a drink.
And we are not exaggerating.
When actually was like
$15
for a decent beer.
When they are $13.50, and that is for a 473 milliliter can of Coors.
Oh, I didn't see 473, but
I think that's what they are. And then you could get
specific.
You could get the big ones that are like 700 and something for
I see.
like $17. So obviously that's the better deal.
Yeah.
But that's crazy.
Yeah, no, insane. But yes, okay. So on the bus there, real sweet tour guide, if you can call her a tour guide, but I don't really know what she was. Just like our leader.
I don't even remember her name.
It was like Jen.
I do remember the driver though.
I remember her umbrella.
Ron was a beauty.
Ron was a beauty.
Ron put in that
Ron,
work.
I know you're listening to this.
Yeah.
You're the GOAT.
There was one point where we just weren't in a lane.
Are you serious?
Do you remember that?
Oh, I do remember
when
that.
When it was bad traffic, and so for those of you who don't know, we were on the 401, which is one of the most whack highways in the world.
I don't know about that.
I don't know if that's biased, but
That's
firmly
crazy.
believe that.
I don't know about that.
It was
in
this
the
day.
world.
It was this day.
I'm pretty sure there's pretty whack highways.
That's why I said one of.
Yeah, one
It's
of.
in contention. It's worth mentioning.
How highly educated are you on?
It's in the conversation.
On highways.
Listen,
throughout the planet?
I've watched enough Ice Road Truckers.
You've watched enough highway documentaries.
I've watched enough Ice Road Truckers to know.
Do they truck in North America every time? Because you said the world.
Listen, they don't take the 401 that much.
I don't
so
think
it must
they
be
drive
bad.
over the ocean either.
Point is, this dude was in the not a lane.
He was in 2 lanes actually.
He was on the shoulder.
Nah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's Toronto. It's Toronto. You can drive wherever you want.
He was by the rail, and no, it wasn't even in Toronto. It was we were still like a half hour outside of Toronto.
Oh, I thought this was when we were like going under the bridge and like almost at the entrance.
No.
Oh, okay.
There's 2 lanes.
Right.
And we were in a third. We made our own lane.
Ron made his own lane.
It was on the left. We could not get in, so we were just on the shoulder.
No, Ron's a king, honestly. He wanted to get us to that game. He was desperately trying to
Bro
get us
was
to that
making new lanes.
Bro paved his own way to the Raptors game.
Paved his own
He did
path.
not want to disappoint. What was her name?
I don't know.
It was either Jen or Jane. One of the two.
Jan?
Maybe Jan.
Nate would know.
Jan is crazy.
Nate would know.
Yeah, no, Nate
no,
would.
Nate would
Why
know.
would Nate
I don't
know?
think Nate would know.
Nate was sleeping the whole time. Like, had his headphones in the entire time.
No, you put Nate on a moving vehicle and he's not driving, he will be sleeping.
No, that's honestly me too, though. If I'm not like sitting beside somebody that I want to talk to, then I will, or I don't have something to watch, like I will fall asleep. The boys were chuckling, and then I made one of the biggest mistakes mistakes in my NBA knowledge career.
This is the biggest
This probably
top one all time.
top one all time.
It's that
dude.
bad.
It wasn't that bad.
No, it's pretty bad.
I definitely did embarrass myself.
Here's the thing:
but,
if you don't know the answer 100%,
I did
for
know
a
the answer
fact,
though. The people will understand.
they,
Okay, the people are always on my
They'll-
side.
they'll-
I am the
they'll
people's.
comprehend, but they won't understand.
I am the people's champion. They will understand. All right. So listen.
Yeah, really 0 for 1 on trivia questions.
Hey man, all right. I knew some of the other ones. I just didn't say it
Your
because
boy was 3 for 3. Yeah, you got cold.
No,
you just
listen,
went cold. You
I
weren't
went 0
taking-
for 1, and then I kept kicking it to you. I was looking at you. She was throwing questions up, and I caught it, and then I kicked it to you, and you hit her with the answer like
That is-
3 times.
I don't know.
Okay, listen. Let me just explain myself.
I put
and
the
what
team on my
actually
back.
happened. All right, bro. All right.
Come back.
We didn't even win.
We
so-
did win.
No, we didn't.
Yes,
did we
did.
win? Oh,
Yes,
we
we did.
win. Okay.
We were
yeah.
down 7-1, and we won 8-6.
Yeah, you did carry.
Or 8-7.
I'm not even gonna lie, but you're still a bitch. But you did carry. Obviously, we're on the way to an NBA game. She's asking us NBA related questions, and at the start was specifically Raptors related questions.
Yeah.
So that makes it even actually even crazier, because the name that I threw out there definitely did not play for the Raptors at any time.
Listen,
but
I
they will
understand.
understand. Okay, listen. Just let me get through it. And then we can analyze. All right. So they asked questions like, I don't remember. Some of them were really easy too, and they were like, who's the Raptors' all-time leading scorer? DeMar DeRozan, all these different things. And one of the questions was, who on the Raptors was known as the Mighty Mouse? Right. That was the question.
Yep.
So the answer is, of course, Damon Stoudemire. My dumbass raised my hand confidently.
Instantly.
Oh, I know it's Damon
right
Stoudemire.
away. You're like, I know this.
I have the face in my head. I know who it is. I can see it. I can see Mighty Mouse dribbling the ball up the court. I know who it is. Damon Stoudemire. My dumbass
did not say
said,
Damon Stoudemire.
did not say Damon Stoudemire. My dumbass raised my hand and
You
said, Amari Stoudemire.
And everyone knows Amari Stoudemire is the Mighty Mouse.
I don't
I'm
know
just
how many
saying.
people looked at me because I was like locked in on Jane.
There were
but-
some giggles in the back.
Oh, there were some chuckles for sure. But and she'd like hit a double take. She was like, "Wait, who?"
You said Stoudemire.
I was like Amari Stoudemire.
You were half right.
I think I doubled down actually, and I was like, Amari Stoudemire.
You did. You did double down.
I doubled down.
When you doubled down, that was when I'm like, okay, I'm not.
You didn't even help me a little bit.
There's no way to
I
help
looked over to you and you were just looking straight. Like he messed this up for himself. There's no way to help me, bro. Tell me the answer.
because the game is you go back and forth. So you had already said Amari Stoudemire. We were already.
I did
lost.
already say it.
I didn't want to give the other the answer to the other team.
Dude.
I will admit, I
knew it was a Stoudemire. Obviously, I knew it was a
didn't-
Stoudemire, and the name that came to my head obviously was Amari Stoudemire.
Yes.
I didn't think about it much past
Maybe
that.
'cause
I
the
wanted to
Knicks
get my
were-
hand up, and I wanted to give my answer as
Yeah.
quickly as I could so that the boys could get a point.
Maybe because the Knicks were fresh on your mind.
Maybe.
But I will admit, I did not know the answer to that question.
I don't think anyone did. I knew who it was. I knew who was the Mighty Mouse. I honestly did. I just mixed up the first
I
name because they
believe
have
you.
the same last name.
I believe you.
Amari Stoudemire's goofy ass glasses face was not in my head when I
Listen,
was saying
do
Amari
not
Stoudemire.
diss the best player other than
Be careful here.
Carmelo Anthony to grace a New York Knicks
That's
uniform in the last
absolutely-
20 years.
Okay, I was gonna say that would have been the most blasphemous statement.
It got more and more specific
Yeah,
as
it
I
got more and
realized
more
I was
specific of a take.
when I realized I was at risk of being incorrect.
I was gonna say I could name at least 3 names, shockingly, depending
I can't
based off of
comprehend.
how ass the Knicks.
Jeremy
are, but
Lin, go.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Amari Stoudemire is definitely
Porzingis.
better. That's also crazy. Amari Stoudemire is better than.
Dare I throw Ron Baker into the
Okay,
conversation?
now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Ron Baker is one of the greatest Knicks to ever play the game, I would say. His
but-
hair really carried. The Justin Bieber cut really just.
Dude, I didn't want to leave you in that situation, man.
Well,
It
that's
hurt
crazy
me.
because you did.
I know I did.
You
but
actually just did leave me in that situation.
there wasn't much I could do. I can't like tap you and be like, "Hey, it's Damon."
Bro, you don't have to tap me. You could just, bro, Damon.
Yeah, but you had already said Amari.
Yeah,
Reg-
I
you-
know. And then she double checked,
No,
and
no,
I
no.
doubled down.
This
There was a
is-
point in between there where you could have said the right name.
No, this is
The people.
Would
the
you
the
feel
people are
as
on my
silly
side, man.
if I corrected you and then you answered the second time and got it right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think we would have won if that happened. I think my decision to put the team on my back happened when you got that question wrong.
Listen, man.
And you knew the answer.
Every single one of the questions that you answered, I knew. I just gave you an assist. I caught the question and I handed it off to you.
You pulled a Julius Randle and just sat in the corner.
Yeah, I did, man, and it was very helpful to the team. I created spacing.
Yeah,
right?
you did. You know what? You made space.
Yeah, I definitely made space for you to shine. All right, and you did
shine.
So you're welcome.
One of the questions was the longest win streak. Actually,
I didn't know that one.
It was just what team had the longest win streak.
I didn't know that one.
I could have told you it was the Lakers, and that was the Jerry West team.
If I were to have guessed, I would have guessed the Celtics or the Lakers.
No, because the second longest is the Heat when they won 27 in 2013.
Oh shit! How many did the Lakers? 30 games or
33.
Wow.
Yep.
Showtime.
It wasn't the Showtime.
It wasn't Showtime.
It was the Jerry West Lakers.
Oh, Jerry West Lakers.
Yeah. I think Wilt was on that team too.
Oh, okay, well, that
Elgin
makes sense.
Baylor.
That is crazy.
That team was loaded.
Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, and Wilt Chamberlain
Yeah.
on one team is crazy.
Do you get why that team won that many games in a row?
Yeah, you know what they
They're
didn't win?
goated.
Did they win a championship?
That was the team that held the record for the best single season record before
Did
the
they win a
Bulls beat it.
championship though?
I don't think they did that season.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, not that season, but did that trio ever win a championship together?
That might have been the season.
Because
they
Wilt
won,
has one
though.
ring, but it was with the Lakers, right?
Yeah, so Jerry
Okay.
West is 1-9 in the finals, I believe.
That's crazy. Oh, Bill Russell stopped him every time. That is
Every time except one.
when they had Wilt, I guess.
I don't think they played against the Celtics in that series, though. I forget what the other questions were.
It was one. The answer. It was like who was the only unanimous MVP ever?
Oh, I
Steph?
knew that right away. But I didn't know she was pointing to me because I was towards the front.
Bro, you like raised your hand when she was at the point where she was saying like
When the word unanimous.
all she said, no, she didn't even say the word unanimous. She just started saying
Name the first ever.
Name the first ever MVP. Nick's arm shoots up. I'm like, how do you even? Like, you didn't
Say
not
what
even
the-
let her finish.
Whenever she said longest and then winning, my hand went right up as well. There was no one who was beating me.
I don't remember the other questions you answered, but you answered one.
There
or
was
two
one more. The one I should have gotten. I was
They asked
pissed I didn't
who the
get.
greatest Raptor of all time was, and it was between Patrick McCaw and Kyle Lowry.
No, but if we were to have a hypothetical conversation about the greatest Raptor of all time, dare I insert
That's great.
the free throw legend, Jose Calderon.
Calderon. I was waiting for a Jose. Did they give a? They did ask that actually. I think.
I think they asked the highest free throw percentage.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't.
Why do I feel? I feel like they might have.
We think they did because we talked about it in the line.
If they did answer that question, I don't know if they asked that question, because if they did ask that question, I would have answered it, and I don't think I did. So
Yeah, you after that shot, you didn't keep shooting.
no,
You should have.
I went 0 for 1. I had a cold streak, and
Cold streak, you took one shot.
Yeah,
You started the game. You were confident. You took one shot.
I had a very Evan Fournier-esque game.
It rimmed out.
Just went 0 for 1 and then quit. That sounds like 0 for 1 and then just started kicking it out to the homies.
That's so unfair to Evan Fournier.
That's so
'cause
tough.
You know what? When that boy misses,
In that game, yeah.
when that boy misses,
he keeps
he
shooting.
shoots and he misses again. That's his game.
When he misses, he keeps shooting,
He's like,
and he keeps missing.
Don't worry, boys. If you don't want to shoot it, I'll go out and miss it. I don't care.
I don't think a whole lot of people have ever told Evan Fournier to keep shooting. He continues to shoot and we're disrespecting Evan Fournier like to another level on this podcast. But
No.
Listen, I'm not in the NBA, so maybe I can't talk. But you know,
When you are playing Evan Fournier and not playing Derrick Rose,
yeah, it's crazy.
you lose respect
Yeah.
as an organization.
Yeah, they need to trade.
I don't
Derrick
care
Rose.
how many guards you have.
They need to trade him bad. It's an upsetting upsetting destination for Derrick Rose.
Where
to
do
be
you
at
want
any
D
time.
Rose to go? Where do you want the D to go?
Sorry,
The D man.
where do you want the D
D-Rose.
to go?
The D man.
Okay. I would like the D to go. I don't know. There's a lot of names there's a lot of teams I could throw out, but
What about him going back to Chicago?
I'd like to see him on the Clippers. Honestly, I
I think that's a really good move. Actually, I think you're right.
I think the Clippers have needed a point guard for a long time, and I
Well-
saw a rumor today that Fred VanVleet is in talks.
Will you run
The Raptors want to trade both OG and Fred.
and
Fred
Pascal?
wants out.
Pascal's in conversation.
Is he? Oh, okay, I didn't even see that.
Do you think they should go younger and build around Scotty,
No.
Mr. Bolway?
I'm sorry, Scotty's not your guy to build around.
I thought
Scotty is part of the build around to a superstar.
Yeah, I think
Scotty's a great player, but he's not like the main guy.
He's going to be the second or third guy. They still need that number one guy. Yeah. So whether you take a chance in the draft or you just hope you can get one through trade.
As much as I like Pascal, which actually isn't like a whole lot.
You're never like, wow, I love Pascal.
No, okay, I will say this: as much as I love what Pascal Siakam is doing this season,
you respect his game.
Yes, I don't respect the Beyblade part of his. This season, I think he's definitely improved a whole lot. And again, this is us talking as two people that have never even gotten close to the NBA. But we got to talk about it. So
we do. We know the NBA.
Yeah, we know the NBA.
If you think we don't, get out.
yeah. That's all it is, man.
We know basketball.
Listening. We do. I would say we
are
do
not
know
casuals
basketball.
Around here.
As much as I might mess up the name Murray Stoudemire with Damon Stoudemire every once in a while.
I wouldn't have flamed you so hard for that if I didn't know you knew the answer.
Yeah,
exactly.
Listen, we know basketball. As much as y'all want to hate, which we haven't gotten a whole lot of hate. We know basketball. We're not the best minds in the game, but we do know basketball, and so we talk basketball. Now listen, Pascal, as much as I don't love the whole Beyblade thing, like the spinning back forth, it is pretty funny, but
he spins both ways
balling
now.
Out this season,
he spins both ways.
He does. He spins left too, which is crazy.
Yeah. Imagine.
But yeah, no, he's having a great season. And as much as I like what he's doing this season, I don't think that maybe in 2 or 3 years he'll average 30, but I just don't think that he's the guy that the Raptors should build. I think the Raptors are in need of a rebuild at this point.
Pascal to the Mavericks.
I like that trade a lot.
Yeah.
I would love that for the Mavericks. I mean, that would be a great move. But
who would the Mavericks give in that trade, though? Because I would like to see Pascal play with Luka.
I would love to see Pascal play with Luka. I'd love to see any All-Star play with Luka, honestly, at this point.
What? Oh, I just want to see Jokic and Luka.
I would die to see that. But I think I brought that up before, and you said it wouldn't work. So I don't know.
Jaylen Brown,
which I don't necessarily disagree with. That would be crazy. I really like that move, honestly, for Jaylen Brown too. I don't know though. I mean, Jaylen Brown's going to be. He'll still be the number 2 guy. Because
Jaylen Brown is best when he's not a ball dominant player, but he can be a secondary ball handler. When
have we seen him as the ball like except for when Tatum's out? I mean,
yeah, when Tatum's out, bro gets a lot of turnovers.
Which is not that often.
Yeah, I keep a close watch on Jaylen Brown. I've said he's going to win Most Improved Player many years, and he for some reason waited until just this year to start averaging like 28.
Yeah, he's averaging his career high this year. Tatum's still better though. I think Tatum will be better than Jaylen Brown like their whole career.
I think that this might be the time.
You're a Tatum hater too.
This might be the time where I take back that take.
Yeah,
I might have to take.
It
back
was a decent
take
at that time, and I feel like a lot of people had the same vision as you, but I was never gonna give it.
This is my new take.
Oh, here we go.
For Jaylen Brown to be better than Tatum,
he has to move out of Boston.
He'll have to switch teams.
Yeah,
which obviously. I think he can do. I think he can
switch teams. Yeah, I think he can switch.
Well,
teams.
I think he can be better than Tatum.
But
I no longer believe it's going to happen though. But I would like it to happen.
I would like that to happen too. I love Jaylen Brown.
What was his Instagram handle? Because it's like
FCH Poe. Like
it's FCHW Poe. Like.
Yeah. I have no idea what that means.
It stands for something.
FCHW.
It's been like that since he got in the league. Jaylen Brown is a very interesting player.
Probably the smartest player in the NBA outside of just basketball.
All right. His Instagram user is FCHWPO, which stands for Faith, Consistency, Hard Work Pays Off. How can you not love that guy?
I like that. Does it say that somewhere or you just know that?
No, I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I like Jaylen Brown a lot. I just don't think that he will exceed Jason Tatum's talent.
I just remember that goofy haircut he had second year.
He did look like a thinner Khalid for a long time.
Yeah.
No,
his whole deal.
It was so funny.
He's just the guy who looks like Khalid.
I know. I remember seeing pictures of Khalid beside Jaylen Brown and people just saying that Khalid is just Jaylen Brown who got a bee sting.
so out of pocket.
So out of pocket.
Yeah.
No, that was hilarious though. I haven't heard anything from Khalid in a long time.
I know. I really liked his music.
I did too.
Yeah.
And he just stopped releasing. Maybe he did, but I haven't heard anything.
He's
from
playing
him.
a lot in like 2019.
Yeah.
That was the golden age of Khalid.
Yeah. I feel like he's one of those artists that just made his money and now he's like still gonna keep making money and not really make a whole lot of music anymore. I haven't heard anything from Khalid.
But
Maybe he just fell off. But
if as an artist, because yes, a lot of them do chase the money, but I'm assuming an album like, what is it, American Teen, or is that what it's called?
the one with him in the car. Well,
It's something like that, I think.
I think maybe they both have a car in it. I don't even remember.
Yeah, but that's the one that I remember that had a bunch of radio bangers on it,
Yeah,
and that album was pretty good.
maybe he's like spent the past 5 years trying to make a goated album. I don't know, but
Like
I
Travis
haven't
Scott.
heard anything from him.
But
Me too.
I want to talk about goated albums.
We could talk about some goated albums.
I always say this, but The Weeknd, I need to have a little fangirl moment about The Weeknd.
Yeah, you've had enough
Because
already.
I show a lot of love to Canadians on this podcast, but specifically, I'm going to show love to, and I don't think this is a hot take anymore,
Don't show too much love to him, man. He might reciprocate.
the greatest Canadian artist.
Of all time?
At this point, yeah.
That is crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
And The Weeknd is going to be the biggest artist of this decade.
Wow. I think that
He's already right now the number one.
I get it.
After Hours, that album, if he can put out another After Hours, what that album did.
Drake is the greatest artist, greatest artist to come out of Canada at this point still.
Nope.
I think that The Weeknd can succeed as the greatest Canadian artist. Don't think he's at that point now.
I firmly believe he is.
Please give me your argument.
As of right now, Billboard
I get it.
has him ranked as the number one artist of the 2020s so far. Now, there is still 8
Billboard?
years left.
What even is Billboard? That's like a
It's some music charting
right.
website. I don't know. My point is, beyond what I'm just saying, there is actual fact to back it up. I'm not just some crazy Canadian Weekend obsessed guy who's trying to insert him into this conversation.
But a little bit you are though.
He has so many Spotify records and yet is still being creative rather than trying to sell. There was a point.
Let's
and
talk about how many of his songs have been overplayed.
That
because
has
we know
nothing
that
to
is
do
a fact.
with what I'm about to say.
Okay, go ahead.
So you will admit that when Drake first put out music, he was organic and authentic, and it was he kind of got flamed for being a bit too sensitive, but that's what Drake was. That was his thing. Is he was like more slow, but his voice was a little bit different, and it was a little electronic in sound, but it was really just about him and his vulnerability. That was when Drake was an artist. Nowadays, all Drake does. And he'll put out some good songs. He does not put out good albums. And also, mostly just sells music at this point.
Drake.
The days of Drake putting out number one albums are behind him.
Okay, how many number one albums has The Weeknd put out?
Well, I just know so many albums of his that I can name off the top of my head in the last 10 years that have just, like, half the albums on the radio.
I think it's fair to say that The Weeknd is closer to, if not more, in his prime than Drake is. But
he's also better.
I disagree, man. The music that Drake has made in the past 20 years has changed the rap game. He's become one of the best rappers to ever live within.
The Weeknd is the R&B game. He's arguably birthed his own genre. He's made his way into our bedrooms and into our hearts.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The Weeknd
you know what I'm saying.
The Weeknd has not made his way into my bedroom. I don't know about you.
You need to let him in.
Listen, man.
You need to let him in.
Listen, man.
This is just some advice I'm giving you.
All right, man. I don't need your advice, all right? I don't know. And listen, I haven't done a whole lot of research.
That album there came out in 2015. That was the first album he put out that absolutely destroyed award shows, the charts, the radios, everything. And that album, beginning to end, it's like a greatest hits album. That's how many songs on that album you heard on the radio, and you're like, shit, that's a bop. If we listen to that album the whole way through...
My argument this whole time is that The Weeknd has released, yes, a whole lot of radio hits. I'm not saying that they're not good songs, but they are radio hits. Now, this is an opinion-based
You keep making this about the radio. You haven't even talked about the artist. I get that the radio stations play a lot of his stuff. He, at this point, is one of the most established artists, so all of his stuff's going to get on the radio, just like Ed Sheeran. That guy could sing into a tin can, and they'd put that song on the radio.
I don't hear any of Drake. I don't hear almost any of Drake's stuff being on the radio.
He's put out good stuff this year. I'll admit.
His most recent album had
this was
6 songs that I heard on the radio.
Yeah, this was a good year for Drake. He put out that collab album. And
Drake's gonna have a good year
fire.
every year. Like he has like 2 misses on albums, maybe.
He's had a lot of misses as of late. The Weeknd don't miss. He don't miss.
I feel like The Weeknd has missed.
He
Definitely
has
on
not
songs,
missed.
man.
The most streamed song of all time is The Weeknd. The most streamed interlude of all time is The Weeknd. He has not let the success compromise the art. When The Weeknd first came onto the scene, he released 3 albums.
Yeah.
They were all a part of something he called trilogy. We currently are in the midst of another new trilogy, which is After Hours, Dawn FM, and then whatever his next album is. So this isn't the first time he's done that. He came onto the scene as an artist releasing a full trilogy. Drake signed him, but what Drake did, all right, I love what you do. I love your writing, but if I'm going to sign you, I'm going to need some of your songs.
Okay.
So half of Take Care is The Weeknd's shit. Take Care it's like Drake's most critically acclaimed album, and The Weeknd has his thumbprint firmly on that thing.
Okay, I didn't know that. This is production?
No, like he straight up took his songs. I don't
songs.
think The Weeknd produced them. I think he wrote them, and I think like melody, all that.
All the words and half of the words and Take Care are The Weeknd. That's what you're saying?
A lot of the songs are The Weeknd songs.
I didn't know that.
Yep. So that's what I mean. One of Drake's most successful albums, guess who's a part of it?
Yeah, The Weeknd.
The two literally diss each other subtly. Like, you know, the Drake lyric, I take half a Xan, had me out like a light. Well, there's a Weeknd lyric in After Hours. He goes, I take half a Xan and I still stay awake. Yeah. Taking shots at Drake. The two of them are very aware of each other, and they very much ignore each other because of their past. But I think that's why it makes this conversation so interesting.
Mm-hmm. And listen,
because
The Weeknd takes. I think The Weeknd has the R&B game right now. I agree. Popularity wise, yes, I agree.
Yeah,
I think the rap game is way more stacked than the R&B game is right now. When you talk about talent,
The Weeknd's at the top of music, not just R&B.
This is me based off of opinion as well. I just like Drake more than I like The Weeknd.
How many songs did Drake make for Avatar? That's what I'm saying.
Bro. I know. I went to go to The Weeknd's albums. And I saw the Avatar album, and it made me chuckle a little bit.
And you're like, shit, that probably goes hard.
Of course, it goes hard, man. Yeah. Listen, Drake also cares a whole lot more about his home country than The Weeknd does.
I don't think you can say that.
I think I can say that.
What do you have to back that up?
That Drake lives here.
Are you sure that Drake lives here full time?
Most of the time.
Bro definitely has a house in LA.
Bro definitely does a lot of traveling. Definitely travels.
Bro
right? But he spends a lot of time in Toronto, and I guarantee you he spends more time in Toronto than The Weeknd does. In Canada.
I don't think he be living in Canada in the winter. That's my opinion. But we don't know. I just wanted to hop on and say that because I know it makes your blood boil.
It doesn't really make my blood boil.
Bro gets all defensive about Drake.
You get really defensive about The Weeknd, bro.
I do a little bit. What other album was the one? It's like, I don't wanna dun 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 dun.
Honestly, Nevermind was his biggest miss.
Oh, it was also a miss.
Definitely his biggest miss.
But it had some bops.
It definitely did have some bops. I'm not gonna say that Drake hasn't missed. Drake has been in the game for like 10 years longer than The Weeknd has. Yeah. A lot of people, I would assume hear me out. I would assume that a lot of people have sex.
Don't say that on my Christian podcast.
All right, man. My bad. I'll retract that statement. Most Christians would believe and agree with the fact that a lot of people have sex. Remember when you just said that
he's in our bedrooms and in our hearts?
Yeah, you want to let The Weeknd into your bedroom? Yeah, that's because The Weeknd is on replay the whole time anyone has sex.
Yep.
Pretty much. So obviously it's going to get played. So there's going to be a lot of streams.
The Weeknd also goes hard like just while you're driving around.
I agree. I don't not like The Weeknd.
Yeah.
I love The Weeknd.
Bro, maybe a serial womanizer.
Yep.
To the most extreme
I think he's grown,
degree.
But I would say he's one of the biggest womanizers. Definitely one of the biggest womanizers to come into Canada. That's for sure. But
this isn't about The Weeknd and his character.
Listen, Drake's had some misses just in pop culture in general, in the media in general. Like definitely had some misses. We could pull up some pics of Drake that would expose him for sure.
Pusha T, who exposed him for having a kid.
Yeah, it was.
And now Drake raps about having a kid.
Yeah,
about being a good dad.
Yeah, and he is a good dad as far as I know. I don't know.
I don't know. But, we're not going to assess Drake as a parent, but we're getting.
Listen, who's the better father figure, The Weeknd or Drake?
I could tell you pretty quickly.
It's Drake.
If someone is gonna babysit my child, I would much rather have Drake.
You much rather have Drake babysit your kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a hot take.
No, that's definitely
you know
not
what?
a hot take.
We're getting to the end of this, so you let us know what you guys think. Would you rather have The Weeknd babysit your kid or Drake?
Yeah,
that's
which
what
is the real only
Let's
question.
pretend that's what this whole conversation was about.
Well, that's how I base the GOAT debate. I don't know about you.
Yeah, like would you rather have Michael Jordan or LeBron James watch your kid?
LeBron. So he's the GOAT.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, that decision was made quickly.
That's settled. That's it.
The debate is settled.
We've settled the GOAT debate. The
LeBron
one aspect
James,
that people forgot to ask was whether or not they are a good father figure.
The good dad James
good dad
is definitely, he's the GOAT. Michael Jordan would probably give him a cigar or something. This has been another six-man.
Good. Yeah, another podcast.
Six-man podcast
We
with
growing?
only 2 men talking.
Hop on the movement. You got anything else to say as we fade out here? Six
The
man.
six-man. Keep being the people, y'all.
Yeah, stay the people.
Yeah, stay the people and listen to more Drake.
Listen to more Weeknd.
Listen to more Drake.
Listen to
Drake.
Dawn
Drake.
FM.
Drake.
On that
Drake.
note, we'll end it here.
Okay. Bye, guys.
6-Man podcast. Listen to Weeknd. Yeah.
Listen to Drake.